one.
Welcome back, and it is that time of the month where I stream instead of Chaz streaming as the game master, storyteller, what have you.
Well, technically, this is your month now, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that not what we agreed?
Yes, I have descended back down from the mountains, coming with new wisdom, and it is time to run Changeling the Dreaming, Dustbowl Blues, where our intrepid motley has come to the small town of Crucifixion, seeking what has been called a seed of Apollo, a human dreamer who has been prophesied, along with many others over the continental U.S., to be involved in what has been called the Great Work. Nobody's quite sure what it is yet. They just know that these people will be significant and they need to be discovered. And so the Motley has come down to this small town in the Panhandle where the Dust Bowl and the Great Depression has come in full force. And we find them occupying an abandoned hotel, making their plans on exactly where their next step was.
But before we do that, Josh, what do you
Yes.
think?
Oh, what do I think of what specifically?
We finally have a proper overlay. I finally shat and or got off the pot. I don't know if I'm crazy about the logos. Those might go. They were a little bit more obtuse than the VTM ones are, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
Let me check it out real quick. I didn't have Twitch open right away.
Then my gambit has failed.
I didn't want it to mess with my internet too much. It looks good. I like how it looks. And it was immediately cut off by an advertisement for the Oculus.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Remember when VR gaming was the future?
No. I knew that wasn't going to fucking take off.
We all decided, the old way's fine.
Well, the old way's fine.
Here and there's.
It's also significantly cheaper and usually of better quality.
It's more immersive, but it gives you a headache. But yeah,
Not that it doesn't have its place yet.
yeah.
It just depends on which game you're.
It's gonna. You gotta change the.
I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but Adam sounds a little distant or far away to me.
I'm gonna go my mic closer then, because I forgot it's like. It's adjusted every time I put it on.
It's better.
Better.
At least for me. I'm not sure about Josh.
A little bit.
Try. Also, because let me try. Are there any better?
Yeah.
Testing testes. Testing testes.
Test your
Yeah.
testes, Adam.
Yeah.
When I played in a band in high school, that joke never got old.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Especially if actual adults were putting the show together. You know, they always had to roll their eyes at you. At the testes, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. That's what we be.
Alright, Chaz, would you be so kind to gracious as to where we left off? I believe you all were still in the hotel making your next plans.
So yes, I remember they went to the gates of the Trod and decided to basically do a 180 and not do the Trod thing. I had a weird psychic encounter with the changeling equivalent of a dust storm, or chimerical equivalent of a dust storm, and I believe the dust storm informed me that it's mostly a lack of water that is killing the place. Or I didn't think it's specified. It was just the parchedness of the earth. So we had Eleanor go and talk to a tree, and I don't think that was particularly elucidating.
If you have trouble recalling, the tree essentially said that it thinks there might be water deeper, but much deeper than its roots are able to reach.
What's up,
Oh,
Daestra?
yeah.
Also, I went to the church, met Marigold's sister. I got some kind of vision of Conan sitting on his throne, and so I invited her over. I don't remember the specific day, but her and Eleanor and I are supposed to get together and nerd out so I can fan those bellows of her glamour.
Question of what happened though. Were we not in the library still last?
I
Library.
believe you and Hutch went to the library, and you went to talk to the ghost. You were trying to find basically information relating to farming or agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
And Gilbert Boyle was the one that went basically looking at the farms nearby, recalling information that he learned from an old
Yeah,
abuelita.
there's one guy that seemed to be doing better than everyone else, but
Yes.
not like a lot better. Just bad.
Yeah. You can innovate with farming techniques, but you can only do so much without water.
So I was gonna go and talk to that guy. Have you tried Gatorade?
Well, it gives the plants electrolytes.
It has the electrolytes. that
I
plants
went with
breathe.
Rondo. Rondo.
The thirst mutilator.
And if there's anything else salient, I legitimately do not remember.
No, that's about the gist of where we left off. We left off. Well, Paul Tinkerton, do you remember what you were doing, other than putting doorknobs in the middle of all the doors in the hotel?
Other than that, I remember I was gonna do
It's not
something.
like
but I can't remember
other
what it was.
Fae.
Wasn't I gonna go fuck, I don't remember actually. It's been a long time.
I think you wanted to go try to stoke the flames of one of your potential dreamers.
That's what it sounded like. That's what it. Yes. I was gonna talk to the person.
Whose name I totally have written down here.
Yes, somewhere. Using
Yes, Samantha Owens. You saw
Yes,
her
I
basically putting together collages and stuff like that, little, almost little
collages?
like
Yeah.
visual art pieces made out of like skulls and dried flowers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we'll say the
Or I
meeting
guess,
with
yeah.
Miss Eileen Gold was set for about 2 days from the current morning. We start off with a new morning, and we'll start off with Mon Jarston, who hasn't gotten a whole lot of spotlight recently due to having to miss a few sessions.
Being
Mon
dull.
Jarston, do you recall what your plans were?
Last thing I remember was going off into the arroyo
Yes, you went off to the
go
arroyo
shoot
and
to go shoot a dust storm.
yeah, you went with Eleanor and I believe Kyle's character, Gilbert Boyle. You went with them to the arroyo. You said your character was going. You weren't able to make that session, and so we just assumed your character went back with the rest of the motley back to the hotel after discovering what was a trod and realizing that it would perhaps require some kind of command or spell, so to speak, to activate, or conditions that the group decided to go back to the hotel, where you all find yourself the following morning.
But did I shoot a dust storm? Like I said I was going to.
Not like you did last time, when you did go step out to the dust storm that was raging again. You were about to shoot it. You pulled your gun out, and the dust storm stopped. At least that's what it looked like to your perspective.
Roll intimidation, yeah.
System's like, hold up, man.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
But when Eleanor went snooping around the Vanderburg mansion, you did find out that an old crew member from your past might be involved in this town.
Oh yeah.
Salvador
Ramirez or
seems to
something.
be working with the government and speaking to the Vanderburgs about getting rid of certain members of the population.
Do I know who these certain members that are being disposed of are?
Well, you were. I will assume you were there for the group meetings, or the Motley's meetings, and that
Yes.
part of the heads of the community here, so to speak, in crucifixion have one of the solutions they came to was that there might be a few too many workers, even for some potential avenues that are going to be coming in when it comes to income, and so it might behoove them to send certain members back to where certain members of the community back to where they came from,
Dopamine, what's up, buddy?
which is south of the border.
Always trying to find your dopamine. Where you been?
Right?
Hey, Ani. How's it going?
Honey.
I'm always looking for
Oh,
dopamine.
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
So Salvador has been communicating with the Vanderbergs, or at least their representative currently in town, Abelard.
Abelard.
Yes. Or Abe for short.
Tom, I know you don't care, but I would just like to put forth for the record that I have no problem with you shooting every one of these motherfuckers.
Same. Well, I mean, it sounds like that's what's gonna have to happen anyway.
I mean, hey,
Oh, no.
if there's a huge fucking murder spree of rich people, it's gonna be awful hard to deport. Also, what's your time? Oh, you're not speedrunning, you're just doing randos.
Oh yeah.
So how's the seed?
So would you like some time
Baron.
to think, or do you already have a plan of attack, Mon Jarston?
Look at this classy motherfucker with one of those little tipping glasses.
Oh yeah. I have a little crystal drinking glass. It doesn't have whiskey in it right now. It has some apple cider I brewed here at home with Anna.
Nice.
Oh yes, my fancy glass has this home-brewed alcohol that I made myself.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, saying you have homebrewed alcohol is kind of a lower class thing.
It depends on what it is. If you're
I mean-
like, oh, this is my wine I made at home, or my whiskey I distilled in my home copper column distillery or column pot, whatever. Very different from like I poured some yeast in this cider bottle and it became booze.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, like, tell that to people who own a vineyard.
Like, oh, my apple juice
But you
outside
have
for a week.
you have the help make the alcohol.
Yes, Josh has made all the mead. Amai and I have made a little bit ourselves, but I think Josh has even more experience than we do.
I don't know if that's true anymore. I have more mead being made right now. I recently, a few weeks ago, quick aside, we went to an apple orchard, pressed a bunch of apple juice. Half of that went into making this cider, which is ready. The other half went into a sizer, which is an apple cider mead combo that is still fermenting.
That's awesome.
What you're saying is there's gonna be a Capcom mead brand?
Oh yeah. Well, we talked about
My
it. We
meat
need
should
a
actually be ready soon.
you, Tom, and I need to get together, and we need to make try making some gin or something.
Oh man, that'd be cool.
Oh, the rosemary gin. That's right.
Yeah.
And I'll destroy it by making it into a damn mixing with the Arizona tea.
Well, I mean, we
Adam,
could always go up to the Lincoln National Forest and just get a fuck ton of juniper berries from.
Okay.
I want to remake my junior. My junior.
Or would you like for the rest of the motley to wake up and come down to the hotel lobby?
Let's all go to the. No, I'll go back to. I think I'll mosey my way back down to. I forget his name's little ranch that I spoke to last time.
Oh yes, the I don't know if you actually got his name. You went, you were the one who initially saw the man who had like an actual decent garden going. I don't think you actually got his name, but you did speak to him, so it would not be difficult for you to head back down to the old mission part of Crucifixion to find him.
I would argue that you never smell kombucha, period. Kombucha smells like ass.
Yeah, I don't like kombucha.
Have you ever tasted kombucha?
Yes. It's
It
even
also
worse.
tastes
It also
Yeah.
tastes like ass.
Conveniently, it's awful.
I'll stick to coffee. I like coffee beers or coffee porters, but I know fermenting tea is not my thing. Or fermented tea.
Fermented.
Fermented tea?
Well, that's what
Didn't know that
kombucha is.
Kinda.
Some
It
areas
just
It's
are
like it's a specific fungus.
Yeah. You did go to the old Catholic mission towards the reservation where you met Father John de la Luz, and it
Oh,
was from there that
yeah.
you went to the basically the where a lot of the Hispanics reside in the old Spanish part of the city that
Oh,
used to be a
yeah.
mission. You can
I
definitely
could
find
prob-
that guy's farm. You'll won't be difficult for you to remember it. But it's basically on the eastern side of town as compared to the south where a lot of the other shares are. But if you wish to find the gentleman again, it would not be difficult.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I should talk to the father about who's trying to deport all these fine folk with their delicious food.
If we get rid of all of them, who's going to make the tacos and the carne asada?
You're gonna meet some Taco Bell kind of shit.
All right.
For top.
Ooh, I will go with Reared as the second one, because I assume as the very proper he is probably the one who wakes up first.
Probably, and probably with no small amount of anxiety. I think Reared would find it patently unacceptable that we do not currently have a plan to get these people water, or at least to temporarily mitigate it. Would Reared have access to a map?
A map of the city?
Not necessarily the city, I need the area. I'm trying to figure out, like, how far into fuckland are we? Like, where's our nearest water source, and just how far is the drought?
I also have the option of talking to. I guess we have that up.
So there
You're
are
cutting out super bad, am I? I'm not sure if...
Yeah, you guys have been cutting out for me too, a lot.
Okay.
But I was saying that like I have the option of talking to trees.
We all have the option of talking to trees.
You're just the only one they talk back to.
Yeah, the only one they talk back to. Yeah.
So, other than the Panhandle, you know, the Dust Bowl. So there's arroyos nearby, meaning there is or was some kind of body of water, probably some kind of river or creek that probably ran nearby. There's a cattle company here. Cattle company has to get water from somewhere.
They get the
Even
water
though
from
the
the
amount
cow.
of cattle has been severely reduced and a lot of the people laid off.
Is this one of Abelard's ventures?
The cattle company?
Yeah.
You were made aware that Abelard and the Vanderbergs own in addition to most of the properties here, they also own the Cattle Co.
Fuck, I am so tired of dealing with these people.
Being on Main Street, I will tell you that there is a Vanderberg Cattle Co. on Main Street, like an office that they use. Should you wish to go there, and you have been made familiar with, I believe it was Mr. William, no, not William Buckner. Basically, the cowboy you guys quickly made an enemy of that actually runs most of the business on his behalf.
Hey, if memory serves, I smoothed that over. Maybe. We'll find out.
Oh wait, we already discussed that that my character knew there was Vanderberg, the ones that are trying to evict the people.
Not just Vanderberg. Well, you found out that information secondhand after the reconnaissance mission, basically at the Vanderberg estate.
Ah.
Because
Okay,
it
then I would
was
have no reason to go.
Eleanor was the one that found a letter in basically the Vanderberg library / office.
Okay, then I would have no reason to do my original plan, which was to find out that it just clicked with in my head hole. I have no plan once again. I could go shoot up the Vanderberg estate.
You can't just make characters that shoot up mansions, Tom.
I beg to differ. It has worked well for him in the past.
Bet.
And you got a wraith out of it, so...
That's why you blow up. You drive the car into the place first, and then blow it, and then you take it out.
All right. In which case, Hutch is gotta take a trip to that cattle office.
Okay.
God, man, I hate dealing with these people so much. When I made the face character, I didn't know it'd be the equivalent of sticking my face in the toilet and gargling.
Jazz, you don't like mixing and intermingling with salt of the earth folk in North Texas?
Sure, let's call it that.
It could be worse, Jazz. It could be Central Texas.
Or East Texas.
I mean, North Texas pretty bad. I'm not sure it gets worse.
Oh, but no, when I say these people, I'm talking about the Vanderbergs. I'm sick of them.
Yeah.
What do you mean, those people?
He's asking.
What do you mean, you people?
Here we go. Bill Turner is what I named him.
Bill Turner.
I believe somebody made some kind of joke.
Bootstrap?
Made an,
Yeah.
what's up?
Bootstrap Bill, yeah.
Yeah,
Bootstrap
Caribbean,
Bill.
yeah.
bootstrap.
Ah, he's smart. There's no water.
Now we gotta
Yeah.
find his son.
Can't tie him to a can and throw him into the water.
You looking for Elizabeth? Yeah.
All right. So Weird is heading to the Vanderberg Cattle Co. office on Main Street. It's literally going to be a few minute walk for you, like at this point, considering the hotel is also on Main Street. Would Monjarston like to change his plan, or is he still heading to the Old Mission?
Yeah, he'll change his plan. Hey, lawyer boy.
Weird, yeah. I
My
believe
lawyer
that's-
boy? I don't know if you're referring to me.
I don't know your profession. You're well spoken. I assume you're a lawyer.
Ah, Mr. Drelox, what can I do for you today?
So I have a little problem with these folk called the Vanderbergs.
You and me both. Perhaps we can be of assistance to one another. What are the parameters of your issues?
Well, they seem to be wanting to open up the property around the Eastern Bloc.
And Rearraid will just sort of nod knowingly.
So I think I can figure out a way to convince them otherwise. As I say, twirling my 6-shooter.
I'm with it like a fidget spinner.
Ye
The
old
original
fidget spinner.
spinners.
The old fidget spinner, yeah.
Just playing with a gun literally made out of the same metal forged of Death's Scythe.
So I sort of like put up my finger. I am absolutely loath to say no. However, the Vanderbergs are a bit more of an inconvenience than I feel you may be taking into account. Currently, they still own the hotel, and we are here at their behest. Should things go poorly with that side of town, we could find the difficulty of our mission quadrupled. I am currently trying to work on sabotaging them from the inside, but I have very little access to that. Tell me, what is, if I may ask, what is your connection to these matters? Is it purely humanitarian?
I don't know what you just said, but I like their food.
Anthropological, then. Well, I suppose a reason to save a people is as good as any. Tell me, if you were to put the screws to these Vanderbergs, in what area would you push?
Well, I've had to take people hostage in the past.
Just a casual thing to admit.
It's a pretty simple thing to do. You just bust in. Usually, it helps to have more than just one person. You make sure your faces are covered. You sow a little bit of chaos. Fire at a few people, and you nab who you need to. Put a bag over their head. You go out and hide them.
Who is, like, anywhere within earshot while we were having this conversation?
Who thinks they're like awake? I'll say at like 6:30, 7 in the morning.
I don't necessarily give a shit about them. I care about literally anybody else.
No.
I
But you
thought we
guys
were
are in the
in a hotel.
hotel, so I'm assuming private conversation.
I
I'll
imagine.
say anybody who wants to can currently be in the room they've overtaken and here's Drillox talking about taking hostages. As I assume you're not being quiet about it.
Nope.
I probably would have. It's the old west, or I guess not old west. Not exactly a lot to do. I imagine people woke up back in the day.
Yeah, you're an old ranch hand. You're probably used to literally waking up as the sun rises.
Slowly
not a
walking
little
down the
before.
stairs, like, sounds an awful lot like cattle wrangling. Weird.
Mr. Krudar, I had no idea you were awake.
On it.
How much of the conversation have you heard so I don't have to worry about catching you up?
Something about a bag going over someone's head. That's about it.
How good are you at yelling at folk?
Depends. What kind of yelling we talking?
We're not yelling. We're talking.
There are applications to what you're suggesting, Mr. Drellox, and I'm not sure what it says about me as a person that I'm not entirely opposed to it, but I suppose a leader must make difficult choices when the time arises. So, let us entertain the idea in the hypothetical.
We can also just heist the estate for whatever you're looking for. Completely unrelated third party goes in, steals a few valuables, and nabs the papers you're looking for.
This would need to go without saying. I cannot have ties to this, unfortunately. Nightly Rage, how's it going? Welcome to the stream.
Oh, hi, Neli.
Whoa.
We're just
Yeah,
talking
Leo's
about
gonna
some
be
light
working overnight.
kidnapping.
Yeah.
Every D&D session goes this way eventually. You know, sometimes you just gotta do it. Unfortunately, I cannot be tied to this. As much as I would love to rub it in Vanderberg's smug face, I need to have an outward-facing profile, which also means, were you to abscond with these people, you would not be able to keep them here. So where do you believe you could keep them where they would not go noticed?
Well, I don't think folk like to go near the arroyos with all those dust storms that have been brewing.
Perhaps. Also, whom, pray tell, are we discussing? Are we talking about Mr. Bill Turner himself, which would disrupt their business dealings, but perhaps not the business itself? Are we talking about Abelard, whose disappearance would cause a stir in town? Or are we referring to Miss Mary Gold?
I don't know who we're talking about specifically. I just know people will pay for the people they cherish so deeply to have them back unharmed. Like, I'm sure they'd give their hand and foot to have their child back, if they even have one.
Well,
I will remind you, Chaz, that Abelard did mention something about his family absconding northeast while he's been forced to kind of stay behind and look over the estate.
right. What is salient about that information to me?
In relation to kidnapping, a message might take a while.
Okay, fair. Well, it's not necessarily the Vanderbergs that I'm worried about. Theoretically, were Miss Mary Gold to go missing,
Cool.
that would leave a vacuum in the, shall we say, ardent supporters who are currently crying for a race war. In addition, as luck would have it, I currently find myself in the position of a bit of a demagogue. Not asked for, however, not entirely unuseful, and I could exploit such a vacuum. The question is, does that solve our issues? If Vanderberg himself is still intent on deporting these unfortunate?
Well, you see, if they lose their stranglehold on whatever industry they got here.
What's up,
Blitzwaffe, thanks, buddy.
Wait. Tier 3.
Tier
Yo,
3
guys.
down.
Fuck,
Calm
guys,
down.
fuck.
I'm gonna tell you what we say to everybody else. We are physically not worth it.
Oh my
Not
god.
yet. We'll get in shape.
But I guess somebody has to keep Josh in fancy glasses that he can't put down. So I'm teasing, by the way, Josh. I have nothing but admiration for you.
Nah, you're good.
I just think it's funny that you're the patrician. Well, over here, while the rest of us are putting fucking $100 weed whiskey in Arizona green tea.
If I had the option, I would basically live the life of a classical Roman patrician, of minus the slavery part, obviously, but having some kind of estate where I grow stuff to make alcohol and cook food.
But then you might eat
Sounds nice.
too many. Oh wait, what? You might eat too many cherries and milk.
Wasn't that a U.S. president that happened to?
Oh yeah, that's right. It was a Roman philosopher or Greek philosopher who died from laughing.
He died
Or not.
laughing because he saw a drunk horse eating figs. I think is the one you're thinking of.
Oh yeah.
Also, Knightley says physically, who knows? Mentally worth it though.
We appreciate it, but no, not close.
It's your first stream, okay? Let's get it. Your
Let
first
Knightley
experience
be
is
speak,
too high.
goddammit.
Setting expectations too high so far.
We're
We'll see
dudes.
how
We're
it
not
goes.
allowed to do that.
This seems like it is quickly becoming an intramotley conspiracy, shall we say. I think we should gather everyone and talk it over. Let everyone have their voice. What do you say, Mr. Drillox?
I don't.
Wake the fuck
I,
up!
I suppose, but I think we should tell everyone first.
Yes, that might help.
I mean, I've been up.
You say there is a broom, Kyle, that somebody's probably procured at some point in a feeble attempt to keep the dust out of here. If you want to go ahead and do the
Just
yeah, just-
curtains of dust come down from the ceiling. Well, this was a nice suit.
Are you gonna do that, or are you just yelling?
I'll back. Knock on
I
the
was
thing. I'll yell at him.
pretending you asleep, drooling on your dusty bed, are awoken by the underneath.
Correct. So I'm like, my finger, damn it, damn door.
Wait, Adam, why don't you give me Dex Athletics at a difficulty 6?
So I forgot to get in my dice 1 sec. I'm like, I'm missing something, but what is it?
God
Oh my
damn it,
God,
Adam!
Adam.
They're
Second
right-
time, man.
They're right here though. They're like a minute, like a foot away. Then I get up and sit back down. Oh, almost broke the door there. The back door. I broke something in the back there though. What was it? It was.
Also,
Dex,
you still have my
athletic-
dice, by the way, don't you?
Yes, that's what I'm getting at.
Ah,
I do have them.
well then you're welcome.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate them. They are closer to me than other stuff. Death athletics, you say? 4 dice. Does dexterous toes give me an advantage to my dexterity?
In this case,
You know,
Can't solve everything with Dexter's toes.
but most things.
Dexy toes.
Dexy toes.
You got actually damn 4 successes. Everything
4
above a
successes. So
7.
you kind of catch yourself against the wall before you literally slip out of bed and hit the floor.
Catch myself, yeah. Like, oh shit. I'm gonna wake up. I'm like, what's happening?
You lack imagination, Tom. Daestra, what the?
What'd I do?
The dexterous toes, like
Oh, the Dexter's toes thing.
possibly. Yeah. So I'm crawl downstairs and see what everybody's up to.
Crawl down.
Or at the beating of the floor, do you come down as well, or are you staying minding your own business as Willow probably sleeping on top of you kind of gives that cat side eye look when they're woken up?
What do you mean?
No,
Willow's
no.
been screeching in her face since sunrise.
No, she's been sleeping. No, but I'm gonna be coming out of my room with my cat.
Willow comes down. I'm assuming both her, or Willow and Eleanor come down. I'm assuming both cat and woman. Hair still pressed to one side.
Yes.
Lick your elbow, Daestra, with dexterous toes.
I mean, theoretically, you could use the toe to push the elbow in.
Not if
That's
your arm
using
is
your. That's your foot
Oh,
and leg, not your toes.
just only toes.
So your motley has assembled, Weird.
All right, we're gonna pitch up, or in the at our standard table in the entertainment hall / kitchen. I forget what we were officially calling it. Oh, that's right. I have an office. We're in my office. As I power TP, just instinctively.
Is it a janitorial closet though? Is it not?
A janitorial closet.
Well, step into my office. Don't mind the wet mop and broom.
Very well. We are currently discussing what might happen if one of the linchpins of the town might disappear temporarily.
Like a magic
Or
trick.
permanently.
I acknowledge as he says this, and say, I thought it only fair to give the entire motley their say.
Well, if there were no linchpins at all, we wouldn't have any issue.
One would think, however, there's still infrastructure that must be held aloft.
That's why we're here.
Ideally, yes. I cannot claim to know enough about the Vanderbergs' business dealings to absorb them whole cloth. I could certainly try.
Well,
Who owns the hotel again? I forget what their names are.
Vanderbergs.
We do.
Well, you know, if they're not here, we can just have the place. Just saying.
Oh, who's gonna,
Exactly.
Not entirely
gotta
how
pay
the
bills
legal
too.
system works.
yeah, with all
Have you
their
seen the legal
connections.
system around here?
I like how you guys immediately go to like French monarchy kind of thinking. It's like if we kill the people who own the banks,
No, no.
then I technically don't owe them money anymore.
Well, the
legal
Vanderbergs
system,
is
I have
stand
fire.
outside of the town. Dealing with them is probably the less smart idea, but they are not fond of marigolds. There's potential boon to be had there.
I'm sorry, you're saying the Vanderbergs aren't fond of marigold.
No.
Do you know something I don't? Because they seemed rather close.
Well, I remember them having kind of an issue with all the upstarting that she was causing.
Did this actually happen? Was I here for that?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they
I'm pretty sure you
legitimately
mentioned
had
it.
issue with her because, like, you know, she's weaning control away from because she's just a zealous religious fanatic. Taking out their lawman probably is gonna piss them off. So, realistically,
Josh, I would like to use sort of the dealings that I've had with Abelard, and I would like to try and take an educated guess at how much he knows about his own business dealings. Like, how much would getting rid of Bill hurt what he's trying to do?
Why don't you give me? I will say. I don't know if this is like an intelligence empathy or like intelligence politics kind of thing.
I have both of those. Politics is a little better for me.
I will will say intelligence, empathy, just because.
Yes, you will, Josh. I knew before I opened my mouth. I'm sorry. I have 7 dots less of politics. I mean,
It's not that I'm trying not to give you more dice. It's just this is more reading a person than reading politics.
oh, I know. I get it, man. I'm just fucking with you.
I know.
Merry go round, which Mary goes around.
I'm a storyteller too. I know how it be. What's my difficulty?
I'll say difficulty 7.
Diff 7, not bad.
Combat questions for you.
Do I know? Oh.
Wait, what?
Oh, penises. I only got 2.
2.
Daestra's
You've had quite a few interactions with him. Not quite a few, but like you've talked to him enough that you kind of get like a. You're doing the she thing of trying to get a read on a man every time you're around him.
Of course.
And he seems, from his interactions with people, especially with the people that work on his estate, like the literal people running the place, that he's probably the kind of person who knows his family's business and what they own and big picture kind of things as compared to how to actually run a cattle company.
But he delegates super hard is what I'm...
Yes.
Okay.
He himself probably doesn't know everything in the day-to-day workings, but when it comes to like what they own, legally what they can do and stuff like that.
Let's backpedal just a bit here, Mr. Drelox. What was the impetus for this plan coming to being? What did you hope to accomplish with this? Why is my autofocus... Oh, I know why my autofocus fucking up because I just plugged it back in. We'll deal with that later. What did you hope to accomplish with what we are currently discussing?
Well, I just want to learn about one of their associates.
Ah, so... I don't think it would be entirely correct, or entirely incorrect, to say that our goals for getting rid of someone and your goals for getting rid of something are parallel but not aligning. Would you disagree?
Well, I mean, we might want the same thing, but it might not be for the same reason, if that's what you're saying.
Fair, and a much better assumption than I originally had. Let me put my cards on the table.
Playing cards?
I challenge you to a duel.
I expect that from Kazaa.
And then Paul just shoots him in the chest with his gun.
Paul?
You gotta watch out for the dexterous stones, though. You're gonna be holding cards down here.
John Marston, rather.
Um,
My goals are currently threefold. Number 1, first and foremost, I need to find a way to get these people water. Because until the water situation is resolved, there will be no end to the nightmare and the banality that plagues this land. Number 2, I need to avoid getting honest, hard-working people displaced from their homes by religious bigots. And number 3, I need to avoid said religious bigots from starting a race war. Now, Abelard seems very insistent on the second one. Mary Gold seems rather insistent on the third. Neither of which I'm entirely certain might help you, Drelox. If we get rid of Bill Turner, my concern is that the ineptitude of the younger Vanderberg would create a vacuum that Marigold could slip into. As in, were he not able to maintain his hold on the town, someone else would. Now, I can't say I'm entirely unconfident in giving her a run for the money. I'm saying it's perhaps a danger that we'd rather not take on at the moment. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm putting my thoughts out there. What say the rest of you?
I feel like Marigold problem.
You cut out super hard. What's up, buddy?
I think Marigold's the biggest problem with the least infrastructural impact.
Do you?
At least the other ones have some level of reason. Where it's also her pack of loonies that are following.
She's the biggest following of crazy wickwacks.
Yeah, she seems to have a big influence. I also agree with Marigold.
Ideally, yes. However, you forget two things. Number one, even without Marigold, Abelard still wishes to deport half these people. Number two, Marigold is the least likely to know anything about what Drelox is after.
So what I'm hearing is that we do both the plans. We dispose of Miss Marigold and we acquire one of the Vanderbergs.
Perhaps not Abelard himself. If we acquire Mr. Turner, one, that is a lawman that is not going to be around to go looking for the shall we say, guest. Number
He's not
two,
a lawman.
Is he not? I thought he was the sheriff.
No, you guys thought he was. He just looks like one.
Oh, well, fuck me. Okay.
Tom's met the actual sheriff and
I
the
met
deputy.
the sheriff.
Very well then.
Stupid deputy.
Number two, Abelard will suddenly find himself a lot less capable, and there's perhaps a hole that I might be able to exploit.
Now the question is, I can't be in two places at once. So someone's gonna have to do the kidnapping or the killing. And I'll take care of the other.
We need to hit at the same time.
Let's wait before we get this far. Let's say we did. Oh, am I comfortable with this? Let's say that we do decide to take out Marigold. The political situation in this town is entirely precarious, and I am not confident that one of these loonies that follow her, as we say, would not take it upon themselves to decide that the people she has been demonizing for the past several months were the ones responsible for her unfortunate accident. We could inadvertently be talking about causing the very race war we're trying to avoid.
What you mean?
That makes sense.
I mean, do we have any other way of dealing with her? It's like, if we leave her in power, race war. If we take her out, race war.
There
So,
is a third option. Demagoguery. I have apparently made some sort of impression on her flock. I'm not sure the best angle to use that particular scalpel, but Jesus Christ, there's always something.
And as you say that, there is a at the front door of the hotel.
I assume that was a knock. Oh.
Yes.
I fire at it.
Do you really?
No.
Knightley says murder the entire church, no more race war.
Now you're speaking my language.
Grillock says he loads all 6 rounds.
Mr. Cruda, I am deathly afraid of what will transpire in this room if I am away for but a moment. And you are the, shall we say, most hospitable of the bunch. Would you mind getting that for me, please?
sure.
A gentleman and a scholar, sir. I thank you.
I mean, scholar I am not. I got facts on that. Or lack thereof.
You are wise in the way the Old Norse might say.
Ah,
In
you can see the
gathering
future.
in the gathering of facts or information.
said there was someone at the door, right?
Yes, front door of
Yeah.
the hotel.
I will. I mean, hey, we're keeping up appearances. You know, I'm supposed to be your errand boy or whatever.
Major Dormo. All right, Reared comes from a very.
Calm down, Ragnaros.
I
That was
understood
dumb,
what you're
sorry.
talking about. You're still a
realize
shit
Major
for it.
Dormo is a legitimate position. I know. I'm just being a shit. Don't listen.
Reared comes from the old European ideal of nobility. Servitude is not a disgrace.
Fair.
Especially when it's to him.
Of
Yeah,
course.
I'll go answer the door. When
That's the most undisgraceful of all of them.
So, Krudar, as you open the door, a body is immediately shoved forward and through the door.
Is it
Oh!
alive?
Oh, this is just going straight to shit town right off the rails. Let's fucking make it happen.
And stumbling through the door is a face you find a little familiar. It's Reared's older brother, and he
Fuck.
seems to have taken
I was-
quite a few licks.
I was trying to keep my eye on that, and I kind of thought he faded into the background, but this is what I get. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
As he kind of puts a finger up and looks up at you, and he's like, "Tell my brother, technically, I did not get drunk.
What did you get?
He ran up a tab is what happened." And you see a African-American gentleman dressed pretty well. Has his bow tie on, some brown corduroys with a white button-up overalls.
And who, sir, are you?
My friends call me Benny. You can call me Benjamin.
Mr. Benjamin?
And your friend here ran up quite the tab, even if, according to him, he didn't get quite drunk.
Fuck. I can't
And
remember
he
your
said
brother's
you
name.
all would be good for it. And what the hell happened to the door?
It was
It's perfect, ain't it?
adjusted.
Adjusted for convenience.
Why is the door in the middle of the door? What's the doorknob? He
I
kinda
didn't
looks at
adjust it.
trying to
You'll
figure out how to
have
work.
to.
It's perfectly symmetrical, ain't it? Isn't it
I'm not the
beautiful?
craftsman you are after.
Would you like me to adjust your establishment as well?
Are you coming to the front door, Paul Tinkerton?
I'm calling over you.
It's like, no, my establishment is fine as it is. I don't need you all making any adjustments. I run a respectable establishment, contrary to what some of these folks might say.
What establishment is that? I'm afraid I'm new in town.
Benny's kind of leans in the juke joint.
All right.
Oh, why'd you call it that?
Are you coming to the front door now too? I'm assuming the front door isn't that far off from the front office. You guys can probably all hear the commotion.
Oh, if I hear Avery got into some shit, yeah, I'm gonna just sort of put
Mr. Hutch.
up my hand. Let's discuss this when I return, if you please.
Meeting is
I think at this point the only one still in the room is Eleanor and Willow.
I'm walking.
Oh,
out.
did Drellox leave?
He went to go ask why he called the juke joint Benny's.
Oh. Okay.
To which Benny will say, "Well, I'm Benny. I own the joint."
I'm gonna immediately go to Avery's side. How bad did he get worked over?
He wasn't beaten to the point of death or anything, but clearly taught a lesson.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Avery. What'd you get yourself into this time?
Did not renege, as you might say, on my promise. I will say, however, there were some rather beautiful women, and I am a gentleman, if nothing else.
A gentleman doesn't get carried through the door by a debtor, my friend. Oh, sorry, wrong voice. He doesn't hear the Fae voice. He hears the shit kicker voice. I'm gonna turn to the proprietor of the establishment.
He's like, now, Benjamin or Benny will say, I am not unfamiliar with opening a tab. However, when asked to pay up, your brother here got a little feisty. Now, my boys didn't want to rough him up, but a man comes swinging at you, you got to defend yourself.
Hey, bad guys, I'm gonna use a restroom.
Is
So,
this is
decent
this
wrangling.
is this what transpired, Avery? Again, wrong fucking voice.
You're doing-
Avery, is this man telling the truth?
I gotta switch on the
Parenting,
text.
where you're trying to speak with a proper voice to a child. I will say I may have been on the cusp of a physical relation, and despite my lack of inebriation, he says, trying to sound smart, I may have gotten a little aggressive at the interlocutor.
And can any of us make a check here to see if Avery's actually shit-faced or what level of inebriation he's at?
Why don't you give me perception empathy?
Ooh, I might. Oh, I can do that.
Can I try that as well, Josh?
Yes.
Uh, 2 successes. Cool.
What's the
Assuming-
difficulty? Never fucking mind. I got 2 1s. My Reared's mind is like in 50 different directions at once, and like, oh my god, this happened now.
You can normally tell by looking at your brother's eyes whether he got fucked up or not, but they're kind of like forcing themselves open. But Krudar kind of looks at him up and down, and he knows a man who gets wasted doesn't wake up, speaking as eloquently as Avery is. He might have imbibed, but he did not go over the edge.
Just a slight bit of the hobo lean.
Lean like a hobo.
Now, Mr. Benjamin, you clearly had a long, hard night, sir, and I'm of no mind to prolong that. Exactly how much does my brother owe you?
How much did booze cost in the 30s?
$20. $20! I can buy a car with that.
I can
Considering
get a
it's
kidnap
illegal?
victim for that.
He's kind of looking from side to side as if he's uncomfortable with his current surroundings. He's like, look, man, you slip me a 5, we'll call this even. But I ask that your brother here behaves himself.
57 cents per quart.
I'm gonna give him 7.
Okay? Yeah, your brother decided he was gonna be everybody's favorite man that day before he got a little into the fisticuffs.
So I'm gonna give him 7 for your trouble, sir. And you have any more trouble with him? Just let me know and I'll take care of it.
Yeah, we're back during the era where pennies actually could buy things,
I went down to the soda fountain and got myself a peppermint for a nickel.
right? Oh, hey, penny candies. Oh boy.
Penny for your thoughts.
Nah, man, 2 rich for my blood.
$7, and he hands you the 2 back, and he's like, look, I'm not looking for charity.
I'd hardly call what you've been through charity, sir, but if I have offended you, I do apologize.
Get dollars are valuable right now. We're kind of in the depression.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I'm aware of what's going on.
He's like,
Again,
"Look,
I need to be a public face right now.
I get that. I just... Yeah, I fear you may be underestimating... underestimating how shit the money is.
No, I absolutely not.
he's gonna say, issue wasn't your boy. Your brother here getting out of hand. It's just I don't have any problem with intermingling. I don't think anybody at my establishment does, but people see somebody looking like him hanging around. It's gonna cause problems.
I think I see what you're referring to. Wrong voice. I see, sir. And I take it your fine establishment does not do a lot of business with clientele such as my brother and I.
My dad, I think, used to work with your dad, from what your brother said. We might have had some business before, but tensions are stiff right now in this town.
Do I recognize this guy? Because I've been on shine runs with my dad. Is there a chance?
I will say you probably recognize him as like somebody you might have seen like picking up something, but not somebody you've probably had extensive communication with.
HTG!
Oh.
I have to be seen, says the pretty boy.
Lord in heaven, you knew my daddy? And he just sort of like Hutch.exe stopped working for a second.
As far as moonshine runners go, your daddy was an alright man, but like I said, I'm risking a lot coming out here this hour. And as far as your brother can say, if anybody asks, I was the one, just me, that roughed him up. We don't need any trouble.
Listen, Mr. Benjamin. If for nothing else, an old time's sake. If trouble does find your way, there's a lot of it in this town. I'd like you to come call on me if and that wouldn't be considered too much charity there.
Yeah, well, thank you. We'll see about that.
I hope we don't, sir.
As he turns and kind of hurries off.
I will.
In a beat up old Model T.
So, 3 things. Number 1, I close the door. Number 2, I pull Crudar close, and I make damn sure that only he can hear me. Mr. Boyle.
Yes.
I have other matters I must see to. I give you full investiture of my blessing, so long as nothing that is agreed to can possibly come back on myself or this establishment, especially considering that I have been seen in town with everyone here. Understood?
Don't get caught? Is that what I'm getting here?
I am giving you decision-making powers on my behalf.
Oh man. I don't know if that's a good call, but okay.
Welcome to my world. And
You have like what? You're a squire, right?
yes.
I do appreciate how you've been milking that squirehood the whole time.
I'm inclined to agree, however... What do you mean? I've been, like, posturing myself as the noble?
No, you technically are the most noble person here. But it's sort of by virtue of nobody else having nobility.
Yes! I'm above you all scum.
It's like being at McDonald's, they called it, I think, a crew leader.
Oh, yeah. I'm the shift lead. I don't think legitimately there's probably part of that in his psychology. However, it's not necessarily that he's trying to do that. It's virtue of like this is just kind of what I have to do. If I don't do it, nobody else will.
No, I know. I'm just messing around.
I know, I got you. But I am, and then number 3, I'm gonna help Avery up, and I'm just going, come on, Avery, let's get you to bed.
It's like I can't believe Benny didn't recognize me.
I will continue this conversation with him. I'm just gonna lead him upstairs. Did he recognize, or did you recognize him? Because I sure didn't.
You know, Daddy had the best damn moonshine from here to the Colorados.
Of course, Daddy had the best damn moonshine. It was Daddy's moonshine.
Oh, definitely met him once or twice. I tried to exchange a few kind words here and there, but God damn it, you should have seen some of the girls there.
Why don't you tell me about him? I'm gonna like legitimately press him for details, cause I want to see if there's anything like weird as in supernatural about these women.
Okay, we will come back to that. I want to see what the 4 of the not noble people are coming.
Oh, I can't wait! What's about to hit the fan now that I'm not involved?
Woo! Yay! Mom's out. Let's have a party. Anarchy! Anarchy!
So the 4 of you are left in the front lobby with the sound of a screeching Model T peeling out of the driveway. Or not, I don't even think you guys have a driveway. Peeling off of Main Street. As Hutch takes Avery upstairs.
Meeting is adjourned.
What do we get down to that we're taking out? Who?
Pranny Fuzz, how's it going? We love Changeling. I think we're officially on, what is this, session 14? We've been at this a while.
I'll bet, yeah.
I don't know if we really decided who or what we're gonna. I think there may
Thank
be
you
a
for the
couple
follow.
other things that we need to kind of settle first. No, there's a farm I want to go and check out.
Knightley, thanks for the follow too, buddy. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nightly.
And as always, there's the unending water issue we're having.
Water is always never ending.
I could still go talk to the tree again to see if that might help find an answer.
Talking to the tree didn't help the first time. That's the issue.
That's because I didn't ask the right question.
I'm sure every person who talks to trees says that.
Tree
It didn't solve my problems because I didn't ask the right questions. I'm not crazy.
No, you got the tree of knowledge. Or the tree of life.
All right, the plan is up to you guys. What you guys want to talk about, or what you're trying to do here.
Well, I said we just abscond with some people. Let a little of the discourse happen, see what happens, and then act upon what we see.
I think we need a bit of information first. But...
Well, I think Hutch does have a point. If he can somehow manage to, I guess, what's that fancy word? Usurp the position Mary Gold currently has, then that kind of solves that. So yeah, catching one of the little Vanderbergs might be a better idea.
Probably.
But while the sun is up, still I want to go check out that farm. Maybe something interesting there.
I can go with you again if you want.
Farmhands. I'm gonna go visit my muse. What's it called?
One of your potential dreamer.
But was it you, Mr. Jarson, that also wanted to go out to that farm?
I don't know what farm you're talking about.
No, the one that actually has, like, not completely root plant.
Oh, I was already there.
Well, shit. Well, I want to go.
I think they already made the beans yesterday.
I
You
think
did
it's fresh
indeed
every
have
day.
charo beans there.
Damn. Missed it?
It's a divine.
Talk to my favorite tree.
This tree's got a lot of wisdom, guys. You gotta listen to what he has to say.
I mean,
Right.
yeah.
Bruh.
It's like we don't hear the trees speak, but maybe it's because we don't really listen.
True.
They just talk super
No,
slowly.
that's not true. Trees do not speak. They do communicate. They just don't speak.
They use sign language.
I don't know, Tom. Tell that to Rush.
It doesn't have leaves nightly. It's dead. Everything's dead around here.
That's
Yeah,
even
it's a
double
big-
crazy. You're talking to something that's a tree and it's dead.
Dead tree, yeah.
Oh, I actually have the ability to, because I'm fancy.
So how would you like
Sounds like a
to...
good idea for a necromancer druid, though.
Oh wow, Pranny, thank you.
Dude, I've been wanting to do that for so fucking long.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Pranny
no,
just donated $6.66. Thank you.
What
Fucking
did the message say?
That's pretty
Oh.
metal.
There's some banality behind you, Crudar.
What?
Apparently, there's some banality behind you.
Oh yeah, his day out of fun is going to a farm.
I feel like that's the exact opposite. Like, let's go to a farm. That sounds like fun and exciting. And I'm like, what are you, 5? I'm like, yes, I have childhood whimsy.
You're a tree psychic? Not
The
really.
chicken and the cows and the pigs will talk to us and we'll have wonderful adventures. Alright, what about the rest of you? Crudar wants to go to a farm.
I'm a satyr. I can't resist. I want to do it. I have to.
You want to hear the trees
Well, if
talk?
everyone else is I
Nice.
don't know what I'm gonna do.
I kind of want to go to the Vanberg area state.
You go into the cattle co or are you full on walking up to his house?
Just walk up to their house. Nah, that's not decided yet. I'm
Eyes
thinking.
behind you.
What about Paul Tinkerton? You're going to go see Samantha Owens?
I'll go try to be social with them. Try to
I will
weird them
take
out.
that as a yes. I'm just having a hard time hearing you. What about you, Eleanor?
yeah.
What's your plan?
Maybe try to
That's a
with
good
myself,
question.
maybe.
By my Lissambra buddy. Jeez.
Can you guys all? Can the rest of you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Yep.
I guess I'll just start making my way to the library again to start fixing it up a little bit from the inside.
Going
Uh,
to the library to try fixing it up?
there is
Yeah.
Pranny. I don't know who it is.
you. An imposter from House Liam. I am a squire of House Liam, I will have you know.
An imposter.
Also, there were like 2 options, and I chose Liam. I chose the support class.
All right.
All right, I will go back quickly then to rear it as he's carrying his brother to bed.
Yeah, I'm gonna take him up to whatever room he's claimed as his own. And as we do so, I'm gonna pump him for details about the girls he was with, and it was either Liam or Skada, and everybody takes Skada, so I wanted to be Liam. I'm gonna pump him
Not
for
like
details.
other player.
I'm special. I'm gonna pump him for details about the girls he was with and what happened that night. And I want to see there. I have 2 objectives as I'm looking for info. Right. I want to see if there's any supernatural hootenanny going on. 2, I'm wondering if maybe this was a plant, because Benjamin said that this being the 30s and all. What's up, Yusuf?
See if
If the racial situation really is this delicate in this town, being the 30s and all, I'm wondering if maybe somebody tried to lead an ignorant white boy to Benjamin's and try to start something.
Mm.
On that last bit, you didn't your brother did mention something about running moonshine here before.
Mhm.
So that last bit might not completely hold up, at least at how he's gonna tell it. But he's gonna be like, "Oh, the girls, of course, plenty of pretty women. Wow, everybody looked a little uncomfortable when I walked in. I just had to lay some of the old family charm on them. That's why I had to buy a couple of rounds for everybody, brother. It's only Southern hospitality."
Ah, yes, the old family charm, booze.
We're in North Texas.
Was it your idea to go to Benjamin's or theirs?
Well, you know me, I wanted to go somewhere a little familiar. I walked up and down Main Street and God, looking for a bar. The only place is this hotel, and people trying to get me to go into church. I'm not going to speak ill of the Lord, but our family, one house we're not welcome into. It's the Lord's.
Well, don't hold out on details. What are these girls? What do they look like?
There was plenty of them, but there was one of them. They're so loud in there. They had this fella playing ragtime, getting everybody moving, but God, I think couldn't quite get it. It was Helena maybe. God, I've never seen a girl like her before.
Oh, fuck me. If I have to deal with a Methuselah fucking vampire right now.
No.
It's a succubus.
Oh boy, a demon. That's not worse.
I would rather fucking deal with a demon than fourth ass generation Helena right now.
I mean,
Sorry, continue by all means.
Yeah, we started dancing and I was about to lean for the kiss when I think it was her brother slipped in, tried to put a stap to it. Well, that's when I got a little mad.
Here for the change. You have a fan, Kyle.
I don't know why. What did I do?
I mean, it just could be because you're really pretty. I mean, why do you think I've stuck around you for so long? Now, Avery, I don't give a damn, but out of curiosity and the situation you seem to have gotten yourselves in, what ethnicity were these ladies last night?
They were black, brother. What do you want me to say?
I'm just asking. So Helena, this lady, her brother, stepped in
Right as I was going in for the kiss.
Did he mention a particular reason, or was it just to get off my sister?
Well, I think I bought enough booze to merit at least a little hospitality. I think man was trying to be chivalrous or something.
I am 100% sure that I'm not getting all the information from this guy. Can I do an empathy roll just to see if
You're not just gonna magic your brother and tell me everything.
I could do that. I've only got Sovereign 1, so I'd have to choose my words very carefully.
Do it
But
right, guys.
I need to figure out how much he fucking knows. He might not actually be hiding anything. He could just be an idiot.
They might not remember anything after a while.
Why don't you give me that? Your brother's slurring a little bit. He drank a little bit, even if he didn't get fucked up. He probably got right to that little tipsy balancing point. Why don't you give me intelligence empathy at a? Not intelligence empathy. This one's probably a regular kind of. I was gonna say a perception empathy.
What's my difficulty?
Say 7.
That is gonna be a 3 there. Good, ST.
3 successes. You kind of look at your brother, and you realize the goddamn fool has gone and fallen in love,
Someone.
and potentially may have increased the racial tension of this town while doing so.
You know what, though?
Whether she's supernatural or not, you have no idea. But on your brother's part, it seems completely genuine, and just him not quite being able to read a room.
Honestly, part of that's kind of a relief for Rearid, because he was looking for a way to, like, get his brother going on some kind of track. So if he's passionate about this woman, that's better than booze, and clearly he was able to hold himself last night. Well, brother, I gotta tell you, I never thought I'd say this to you after you'd come home bruised, getting beaten up by somebody, but I'm proud of you. I think you did okay last night. So what happened after a brother stepped in and then you started swinging at the interlocutor, I think you said?
Yeah, and then, well, maybe a few other folks might have jumped in. Probably no more than a handful, nothing I couldn't handle, but may have hit my head against the table, and, well, they were kind enough to let me rest out back.
Well, I reckon I'm going to have to meet this woman at some point, assuming we can figure out a way to do it without causing her no trouble. God knows there's enough of that in this town. He just sort of heaves the sigh of the weight of the world.
That's when he hears gunfire coming from outside.
The dreaming, bless you, Tom. You are the Occam's razor in a world full of things that need to be razor. Also, Pranny, I will have you know, I have one more glamour than I do banality. I am perfectly wonderful. Also, I'm an autumn she. Like, banality's my thing.
It's okay to be sad sometimes.
Alright. You need anything, Avery?
I could use an ice block for my face, but I think that might be in short supply around here.
Ugh. Yeah, tell me about it. Alright, I think you earned yourself a rest. I got some business to do in town. Holy shit, I slipped into fucking Antonio there for a second. That was not intentional.
It's just your true inner self.
You're slipping into your natural Italian state of having to...
Look, I got
Big
some business to
family
do. I gotta
problems.
break a couple knees. You stay here. I got some business in town, Avery. You need anything while I'm out?
You just give me a minute to get my head clear, and I think I'll be okay.
Listen, for what it's worth, brother, I want you to know, I mean it when I say I'm proud of you. You didn't get drunk last night, and that means a lot to me. And I think that means a lot to Daddy, too.
He kind of looks you in the eyes for a second. It seems like he's about to say something that shakes off. He's like, go do what you gotta do, brother. I got a headache.
Yeah. At that point, I'll leave him be.
You have exhausted this dialogue tree. He will now only say generic phrases.
All right,
Well,
March, who are you shooting?
Avery.
No.
Immediately.
There ain't no love here.
What entity would you like to evaporate
mean-
from the world?
Ye should be separate.
Person, building, weather formation.
Well, the reason that they reference me being Italian, Pranny, is because one of my absolute joys in life is imitating my family to a ridiculous degree. So anytime I get to either play a Giovanni or just some kind of paisan, I'm 110% into it. And really, I'm just imitating my uncle.
God.
Yeah,
Knowing you're imitating your uncle is doubly funny after you told me put that in their story.
My uncle was an urban trailer trash.
All right, Mon Jarston, where are you walking to? Making your way downtown, walking fast.
I mean, I don't know the rest of that song.
Granny's just laying into your jersey.
Oh yeah.
It is the 30s. All right. The good she are still chilling on a fucking cloud out in the near dreaming. I'm here getting shit done. Okay? So we can have the semantic argument, but somebody's helping the Kithane and somebody's not.
It's high elves versus wood elves.
I would argue that I'm still kind of a high elf, or am I just like an uppity wood elf? Am I an overly self-important wood elf? Is that the case that you're making?
You're like the elves in the second Hellboy movie?
Oh yeah, that was an
What?
interesting
You're a
take.
drow.
Eric fucking
You're a
reference.
drow.
Not just a Hellboy reference, a Hellboy 2 reference.
Right?
Like,
You're like,
the
wait,
second
you
movie when I
watched
saw
it?
I haven't seen that movie in a
Did
while.
Never
Hellboy get
bothered
3
with the
movies, or
reboot.
did they only get to 2?
I think they
They only
got
got
2 and
the-
then rebooted, didn't it?
Yeah, 2 in the reboot with David
Okay.
Harbour as Hellboy.
I was gonna say.
How could you possibly replace?
There was a Hellboy 2 Daestra. It was okay.
All right, Mon Jarson, you were walking down the street. Where are you heading?
I guess I'll head to the office.
Yes, the Vanderburg Cattle Co. office.
Yeah. And things better go my way, otherwise they're gonna go my way.
You're gonna go my way or the highway. Maybe the real Canton, what's up? How's it going?
Hi, Canteen.
So the Vanderburg Cattle Co. office. It's on the same side of the street as the hotel, going down. So right next to the post office and the bank, and a little further down, you can make out the New American Church of Life. You know, most of what's here is still open, up and running, considering they're either basic government facilities or.
Oh, Josh, is there still like a rampant spiritualist movement happening currently since it's the early 1930s? Or did that taper off?
Also,
like
I'm not-
seances and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If I'm not
Now, you
mistaken,
could
wasn't that
probably look for
mostly
something
European?
like that amongst people. What's up, Jess?
I was just saying, if I'm not mistaken, was that movement mostly in Europe? I don't know if that caught on.
Oh, it
in-
was huge here.
Really?
I was
Okay.
here too. Like,
Yeah.
including like Houdini was like an actual magician, but like he was big on like not big, but like debunking stuff like that. And so yeah, it was also a thing here as well.
You are going pretty hard for a group of people that literally crumple up people's souls and toss them into the dreaming. Just saying.
AK, I love you.
I know. I appreciate you too. By the way, I mean, Yusuf wasn't here long enough for you to notice that this is absolutely the rapport we have with our viewers.
Yeah.
Quick, Yusuf, say something mean to me.
He is
Quick,
dumb.
holy chest.
No, but you're absolutely in good company.
Too bad we don't have the option to throw a beach ball at him.
Spiritualism is still a thing right now, considering it's 1933. But
Nice.
In a small religious evangelical town, it might be a more clandestine kind of thing to talk about.
Oh, I imagine. This is not for me.
So you head to the Vanderburg Cattle Co. It's not a huge building, but it for the most part it pretty much rivals the city hall or the town hall, made out of brick building that was probably imported here. And you see like a still relatively nicely maintained sign that says the Vanderburg Cattle Co.
I might have to fix that.
So I'm assuming you're stepping inside?
I'm stepping inside.
I just want to say, only because I think it'd be funny, I was fully intending on going to the Cattle Co. after I got done with Avery, so whatever happens here, I'm going to find hilarious.
Oh, it's gonna be like a scene from Boondock Saints where you have to piece things together.
No, I start walking, I hear gunshots, I just turn the fuck around. I'm going to find somewhere else to be real quick.
Scenario. This place went off like a fucking bomb.
It was a shootout.
It was a firefight.
All right, that's the line.
This place was Armageddon. Well, now I gotta go
A
rewatch
whole,
the movie.
a whole firing squad rolled up. That's a great movie.
That's basically the line that plays as Monjarson enters the building and sees like an elderly secretary sitting at a desk, kind of looks up past her glasses as you come in. Can I help you?
Yeah, I think you can. You see,
So you're dressed as like the stereotypical man of the Old West, right? You have like a duster, the hat, your red bandana kind of up to your chin.
yeah, I'm a little older than the rest here. Am I wrong? Do like changelings age a little slower than humans?
Some of them do, some of them don't.
Okay.
It also depends on like what like merits and shit you get if you have like fairy eternity and stuff.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
you
know,
can
some
absolutely
can
play that
effectively-
500-year-old changeling, but at that point you need a merit.
Yeah, I just like I can't remember if that was a thing. I know werewolves age like much slower
And demons don't age at all.
because they're the best.
Literally the only people with built-in cell phones.
Yeah, I know.
The probably the power of a demon that we get the most mileage out of when we play.
And
It's
then
like,
you can
damn, I
pull
really need to
up your-
tell them this piece of information. It's like, oh, we telepathy.
Yeah, instant
What are you talking
messenger.
about? We get more mileage out of apocalyptic form.
Oh yeah, that's
That
Yeah,
solves
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
yeah. This situation really isn't going my way. Apocalyptic form. Be not afraid.
Everything runs away.
Yeah, you also had some magic shenanigans in the dreaming that happened when you had your chrysalis.
I am just embodying the belief in the old west.
Yeah, so you step in looking straight up at a tombstone in this what would be considered modern at the time building.
Ah, that's also a great movie.
I'm your Huckleberry.
I think that's the only movie I like watched back to back once.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. Now, how do I put this? I'm looking for a partnership. Who would I have to talk
partnership,
to?
you say?
Yes, who would I have to talk to about that?
What kind of partnership are we talking about exactly?
Well, you see,
The-
back home, I have my family's struggling with their ranch, and quite frankly, I'd like to sell the remaining livestock to y'all and perhaps even a part of the property.
Is that the damn reason y'all are in this town? As you see Bill Turner step out of his office.
I remember you.
Fucking turd. Turned on out
I
here.
don't quite remember where I saw you, though.
I believe you ruined my breakfast the other morning.
Ah, I
In the
think I
mountain.
do remember that. Apologies. It was a hard ride out here.
So it is, he says. Now, you got any proof of land ownership? We're always seeking to expand, but, well, Vanderbergs are a very busy family, son. Don't want to be wasting their time.
I mean, I can easily tell they're quite busy. Look at this building that they have built for y'all.
As you look around, there's clearly nobody else but Bill Turner and the secretary in here. No, but where are you going with that?
After him saying that I need paperwork, I'm kind of stalling for time at this point.
Okay.
Till he draws his gun.
All that my gun.
Well, it is one of the historic buildings in town.
And must I have to say, it's quite a sight to behold in these this area where you look left and right and you see the woods falling from the doorways, knobs in the middle of said doorways. Troubled times.
Why don't you give me like a... Trying to think of what's a proper manipulation roll right here.
Firearms.
Manipulation firearms to blow him away.
I would like to roll firearms for this manipulation roll.
Is persuasion a skill on the changeling sheet? I keep forgetting.
Bibbity
I
bap.
don't see it.
I don't have it, so it must not be.
There's subterfuge.
Well, why don't you give me a manipulation subterfuge, Tom?
A manipulation subterfuge. Oh yeah. What's the diff?
I'll say div 6 for right now because he's not quite on guard, even though he doesn't like you.
Why doesn't he like me?
Oh, the name.
I believe you literally went to the diner he goes to every morning and embarrassed him.
That was like months ago.
I think in game it was like 2 or 3 days ago.
Memeing. Oh no.
Why are you
Memeing
so
was
angry at me? I said those things like years ago, man. I only rolled 3 dice, but I happened to get 8, 7, 10, so I got 3.
So what are you trying to do? Your distraction's successful as he's just kind of like listening to you, wondering where the hell you're going with this. So what are you trying to distract him for?
Let's say I'm like kind of pacing about, maybe moving around the desks, looking for maybe a paper I can use to fool this guy for a second.
Okay. In that case, why don't you give me a dexterity larceny?
That I can do. Shockingly, the outlaw is good at larceny.
What? They can do that?
Oh my goodness. That's 5 successes with 2 10s. Not that that matters here.
So 5 successes. You're just kind of like rambling on. He's just kind of He's watching you walk across the room. Out of the corner of your eye, you kind of spy what looks like a recent land acquisition. from one of the people down in the shares who sold their property to the Vanderbergs. And you managed to palm it and kind of fold it in your hand and stuff it into one of the pockets of your duster.
Now, Mister, I'm sorry I didn't catch your name.
You can call me Mr. Turner.
No, Mr. Turner. I would like to, speak some business with y'all. I got my paper right here. I kind of flash it out of my pocket. If you don't mind, I'd like to speak more privately about it.
So as he kind of like gets a quick look at the paper, long enough to see that it's some kind of like title deed, he kind of gives you like a nod to go back into his office. Excuse me, as he turns and walks into it.
Oh God, I hope this is where everything goes sideways. I'm anticipating this moment.
I will enter his office and wait for him to follow suit.
So he'll close the door behind you as you walk in, and I'll say this is probably around the moment that Hutch is going to start walking to the cattle co.
Oh, God.
All right, where do you go with this next?
I wait for him to take a seat behind his desk.
He will do so.
And preferably in a as quick and swift motion as I can, I'm gonna, approach from the side of the desk. He's probably gonna be a little confused for a second.
Mikey maneuvers.
Put his mouth, or put my hand over his mouth, and pull out my gun. Put it to his face.
Okay, now give me the dexterity fire. No, give me manipulation firearms.
Well,
There you
that's
go.
a couple less, but good thing I made it up with firearms.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does my specialty come into play with this with
It's your specialty.
revolvers?
I will say yes.
Awesome.
Just because it seems appropriate.
Good old
Difficulty.
He's he's going to put up a tough front. I'll say a difficulty 7.
Ah, damn. Oh well. That's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because I got 2 10s.
So, in an absolutely practiced kind of fashion, almost as if you've done this dozens, if not hundreds of times, you quickly put one hand over his mouth and the gun to his forehead with the typical click as you prime the gun.
What kind of man are you trying to say I am?
You hear the
No. Don't scream. Otherwise, your secretary's gonna hear you scream, and then she ain't gonna hear you no more.
You see the bead of sweat kind of start to trickle out of the side of his forehead, but he's kind of giving you like he's clearly kowtowing, but he's also kind of trying to give you tough guy eyes, like I ain't scared of you kind of look.
Now, I do apologize for coming in here in such false pretenses.
Tough guy eyes. Is this the start of the Wild West erotica?
No.
Hey, well, you got to buy that off the CAFCON Kindle store if that's what you want.
Our private storefront. The link is in the Discord, but not really before people go looking there.
It's on our Patreon.
Doubly so not there.
Oh yeah.
If you want Chaz to write erotica based off of our chronicles.
Oh no! You're not volunteering me for this shit. You got a keyboard too, motherfucker. You fire up that English degree.
All right.
Oh, Calf Cloud Mountain.
So you've literally got him in the palm of your hand right here. Where are you going with next?
Now you listen here. I'm looking for someone here. Someone associated with these Vanderbergs.
He's gonna kind of give you a slight nod.
His name is Salvador. Does that name ring a bell?
You see his eyes kind of go wide before he kind of tries to control them. I'm assuming you still have the hand over his mouth.
Yes.
You know, Daestra, I'm good. Like, I don't feel like that's something I need to do for my life to be complete.
No, do it. That's funny. I'd read it.
One
Paul's
shot.
extras toes.
Yeah.
He was smitten after those tough guy eyes.
Also,
His dexterous toes flexing readily in his boots.
Moonlight.
Can I
He'll-
give you guys Adam?
Writes itself,
Kelly
man, tell me.
instead,
He'll give you the slight nod again. You've got him pretty well. He with the 5 successes, he kind of is gonna lean towards you mean business kind of line of answering.
All right. I'll step back, removing my hand, but I'm not. But I still have my gun pointed at him.
Okay.
Now, you're going to tell me what you know about Salvador. And then I'm going to take my leave, and we're going to pretend this never happened. You understand?
All right, now why don't you give me the manipulation intimidation?
Is it still a difficulty 7?
No, I'll say you dropped it down to a difficulty 6.
Damn it, that's still only 1 success. Wait, intimidation, manipulation. Yeah, only 1 success.
Still giving you the kind of angry look. I'll be like, all right. Ain't gonna do you much good to know, but he's a feller working with the federal agents. Working to help the Vanderbergs clean up this town.
So so old Salvi is now working for the local law, huh? Or the federal law, I should say. That's gonna make this a little more complicated. Now, do you know where I can possibly find Salvador? As I say, fiddling with my gun.
He's gonna look away for a second. He says, I don't know where the damn man is. Not even the one that talks to him.
Can I make some sort of perception roll about this for this guy?
Why don't you give me 2 things you can look for. I'll say you can either give me perception, alertness, or yeah, give me perception alertness or perception empathy. Your choice.
I think alertness is my better shot.
Okay.
Oh wait, perception.
Yes.
Hit. Diff 6.
Yes.
That's 2 successes.
2 successes. He's looking away, and you can't quite tell if he's fully telling you the truth, but you can kind of tell that his hand seems to be slowly inching towards under his desk.
I'm gonna turn my gun around and whack him upside the fucking on the temple.
All right. Why don't you give me I don't think that's strength firearms, is it? Is it?
What is the
Dex-
roll for attacking with a firearm? Clearly Dex firearms. No, I mean like physically attacking with the gun.
It's-
Melee firearms.
It's
strength
still a-
melee, yeah. Although strength firearms would be funny, but strength melee.
Aw.
Strength firearms, I think, is when you're your own firing pin.
You're like
Xavier did with
flicking the
rapid fire
gun for
rounds.
like extra velocity. Roll high enough, get aggregated damage.
What'd you get?
I got diff 6 or 7.
6. He's. Well, I don't know. Where are you hitting?
Oh yeah. I'm hitting him in the temple.
In the temple.
Since he's at a seated position, I'm standing.
What benefit would that be? Is that like you're aiming for the head, but he also has the position advantage?
He has a position advantage in a ranged attack.
Tom also has high ground, just saying.
Yeah, melee. It's
It reduces the difficulty, right?
Dude, whatever modifiers you want to put on this is up to you. The rule book doesn't have a fucking chapter about beating the shit out of people in a chair.
You can do
I
that
got-
at difficulty 5. This.
I just need to know if it was.
What's up?
I just need to know if it was a 6 or not, and then I got 3 successes.
All right. Why don't you give me the?
I
don't know what- What do you consider a gun as a melee weapon? For now, just give me the
Hey Google. What's
the
a
strength
pistol
plus
whip's
the
damage
extra
die?
successes, since this is like an improvised kind of weapon for the damage roll.
That's 3 successes then.
So 3 successes. So you drop this guy down 3 bruise levels as you whack him across the temple.
And I put the gun back up to his fucking head. Now where the hell would you think you were reaching for?
So I will say that's the moment Hutch walks in to the cattle co office, and you kind of see
Hear the
an
fucking
elderly
door
secretary looking at Bill Turner's office, and you hear Mon Jarston say, "Where the hell do you think you were reaching for?"
Oh, hell.
What did it say? What did it say, Josh?
Things have
What
taken
does
a
he say?
turn for the worst.
What does he say in return?
This is a really potentially funny moment or serious moment, I guess.
I think every instinct I have is just
You'll hear him
fucking.
kind of grit through his teeth. You know damn well what I was reaching for.
Well,
Like every
then you
instinct
made your
Hutch.
choice.
How
I
the
pull-
tables have turned.
I'm gonna pull the trigger.
Straight at him.
Yep.
Oh my god. Buckle up, boys and girls.
He's made his
Alright.
decision.
Before you do that, I will
Yeah.
give Hutch a chance to react to the as you kind of hear the late old woman stand up like, "Oh my god."
Every instinct Hutch has is telling him to just Abe Simpson the fuck out the door right now. But
I was gonna say just slowly close the door.
no, just
Ding,
pick up the
ding.
hat, turn right the fuck around.
Ding ding.
I might have a better idea. So Hutch is gonna like he's gonna like give the in the back of his mind there's like an oh hell what the fucking now really, but he's gonna look at the receptionist like what's going on.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Damn straight. Let's see what happens.
So you're gonna ask her what's going on?
No, I'm gonna give her like that look, like I'm just confused and what the hell's happening here.
We'll say this is your one reaction to do something before a gun goes off.
Because a gun is going
That's
off.
what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm playing for plausible deniability.
So she said, "Mr. Bill Turner went in there with a client about selling some land as your."
Bang.
All right, give me the God, point blank. He's sitting down. You can just give me the Dex firearms at like a What's up, Jess?
Point blank is -2 difficulty.
Oh yeah, you can just give me this at a difficulty 4,
Don't roll a
Advantage,
one.
yeah. With
which
advantage.
I'm assuming for you is going to be 10 dice.
Oh yeah.
Can I get a diff, not a 1?
Oh, I did roll 1-1 though. Fortunately, I got 2 10s.
And they explode.
Oh god.
Let's see.
Oh no.
Let's see. Actually, it's easier to count the ones that weren't a success. Of the 10, 4 were not a success, but 2
Oh,
were 10s.
darn.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 successes.
Oh, it's Byrick Ash all over again.
Yep.
Why don't you
That's
give
to
me
hit, right?
Man's about
Give
to
me
get
the-
Tarzan.
With the gun
firearm-
made out of Death Scythe.
Yes, you can give me the damage roll with the 6 extra dice for the successes.
6 extra dice. So
You already
7.
bludgeoned the man.
Alrighty then. If only 10s counted 2 times. I keep getting 2 10s. This is weirding me out though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage.
9 damage.
I wouldn't even be mad, HCG. I wouldn't even be fucking
So
mad.
you
9 damn.
so as the woman kind of turns, the old secretary kind of turns to you and quickly tries to tell you what's happening. You basically hear what sounds like a shot from God's revolver ring out in the other room.
We don't have to clean up a scene. The dude's just gonna fucking disintegrate.
Oh, I have a disruptor pistol.
This is where spontaneous combustion comes from, because all they're gonna find is his fucking calves.
So you hear the what the hell do you think you were reaching for? Followed by you know damn well what I was reaching for with the boom.
I mean, that's fair. He was about to pull a gun.
Yeah, I was
Self-defense?
I was standing my ground.
This is Texas.
Texas, that might hold up in court.
What is the
Middle of
reaction?
fucking nowhere, Texas. I mean,
Hutch is shifting into damage control right now. What I'm doing is completely reactive. What is the receptionist
holy.
doing?
It's the pure odds, Chaz. Give me a D100 roll
See if she's actually a vampire.
and give me high or low.
Low 23.
Low 23. So you hear the gun go off. It is literally possibly the loudest goddamn thing you've ever heard, and it's literally right in the other room. And you see this woman literally clutch her chest, and she kind of falls over.
That's hilarious.
Fuck.
I was gonna give you high or low for the you basically called it, so I was gonna go she's either gonna have a heart attack or pass out. And so this
Nice.
woman's having a heart attack.
he part horse.
And this lady's ancient. She probably looks like 80s to 90s. Surprising she's made it this far in the 30s.
Man's got 200% accuracy. Fired 1 bullet, killed 2 people.
And in Bill Turner's office, there is blood sprayed all up against one side of the wall as this man probably has a hole size of like a fist in the side of his head. A complete clean exit wound. As
Surprised
you
he has that
literally
head.
see the other side of the wall from the hole in this guy's head. As he kind of slumps over in his chair.
I look for the gun he was reaching for.
There is a shotgun in a holster underneath the bottom of the desk.
I put it in his hand.
Okay.
And I face it towards himself.
I feel like that's not gonna work.
I mean, this is before ballistics. I don't know what kind of degree or knowledge these people have.
It's before ballistics, but it's after Sherlock Holmes, so we'll see how
I mean,
this starts.
yeah. I mean, you can
Yeah, but it's
fire it
also
off
in a
if you
place
really want.
that's highly illiterate.
Yeah. There's a chance.
Sure.
Thankfully, this town probably doesn't have forensics. Alright, what are you doing as you...
Oh, Nightly Rage, thank you.
Man.
as
Go.
there's probably a slight commotion coming out. I'll give you one last reaction to what you're about to do.
To
Wait,
me-
who, me?
Yeah, just before we cut the session.
Oh, well, I'm gonna walk out of the office.
Through the same door, or are you going out like a window he has in the back of the office?
Well, okay, how isolated is this building from the rest?
It's pretty much right in the center of Main Street.
Oh, okay, then I'm going out a window.
Okay, and you would know that the sheriff's office is probably 2 to 3 buildings down down the way from here.
Did the sheriff make their perception roll?
All right, Jazz, what is your reaction as this woman literally clutches your chest and falls over? You might be short a witness.
Yeah, Hutch is gonna die for her and try and like CPR.
All right, I'll see. Probably last roll of the night. Why don't you give me dexterity medicine?
So I'm gonna willpower this, and I don't know if it's gonna work at all, but I'm gonna pump Sovereign into this. And as I'm doing CPR, I'm just like summoning the dreaming to go live, damn it, live.
This should be so much simpler if she did not survive, just saying.
Oh, it'd be simpler for you. I
Be
currently
simpler.
have no witnesses to indemnify me, and I told you at the beginning of the session that I cannot be fucking drawn into this.
Potentially letting somebody die might mean you have nobody who knows.
That is true.
All right.
Nobody would have seen you.
Willpower. You are.
No, that's very true.
I don't know if
though.
CPR has been a thing yet. But
Oh,
you
if it is a
war,
thing, then
I'm
it would
sure.
be the wrong version of CPR at this point.
All right, but you are doing your best to administer first aid to this woman, whatever first aid knowledge was in the 1930s.
Booze.
Samoika.
Can I attempt the sovereign roll, or is it just not gonna fucking work?
So she's not dead yet, but she was already on death's door. So CPR wasn't invented until the 1960s, but first aid you're administering, and so you're basically trying to use sovereign to say, don't die on me kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right, why don't you give me the glamour roll?
So let's see. What is the dice pool again? It's art plus realm, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. And
This cattle co-op is reeks of banality.
oh, fuck off! Of course it does.
It's a good thing my my glamour is gun.
I cast glamour.
By 1933, cardiac, or internal and external defibrillation. Wow, I'm not. Nope.
Internal and external defibrillation.
Yes.
Sound like me.
Some
Defibrillation
fundamental
was-
form of
was
CPR is
created.
around.
Yeah.
Just not CPR as we currently know it.
Yeah.
So, aka,
And it was
making things
rediscovered.
worse, probably.
So you probably crack a rib or two as you're trying to help this lady.
It's gonna make her. It's just gonna ensure she dies tomorrow instead.
Like I was charging up the Fey defibrillation.
Yeah, basically. So I'm just, the best I got for a bunk right now is just yell out, "Don't die on me." What's my diff?
I was gonna say it was an 8, but I'll give you a 7 for now. For the bunk.
Oh, thank God, that's 3 successes.
So you kind of hear the and she kind of opens her eyes and looks around and
I'm gonna like sort of cradle her head and sort of lean her up into my arms.
Charlie, you've just now given me. You've given me a loose end.
They did have aspirin.
You
Daestra.
do what you do as soon as I'm fucking clear of this.
You were clear.
Well,
to begin
again,
with.
she didn't see you shoot him.
Hell, no one saw anyone get shot.
Yeah, but I need
Sure.
I need somebody to say that it wasn't me.
so
Yeah,
so
what-
Crudar and Paul Tinkerton have gone to the sheriff's. If they hear the gunshot, you guys are going to hear it very far away. So when we start next session, it'll be up to you whether you want to react to that or continue to where you were going. But Eleanor, walking with Willow in hand, heading towards the library, probably passes the Calico office as the gun goes off, and you hear the "Live, damn it, live!"
God.
So it's your choice whether you're going to be like, I'm still going to the library or not. But I believe that's a good point to end it. I will hand out 2 XP.
Yay.
Since it was mostly a lot of talking, I was initially going to go with 1, but with 2, I think stuff has happened.
How dare we roleplay in this role-playing game?
What? You can do that?
What is this?
Well, 3 XP for a session is meant to like resolve major plot points, right?
Right.
I forget, but to be completely honest, I never fucking like went with that. I just went 1 to 5. How am I feeling? Of course, that's probably how you guys are so juiced on XP. So maybe
26.
don't listen to me.
Thought it was a murder simulator.
It is in the right hands.
Oh, and you have the gun of death.
Now, you
Every
have
gun is the gun of
you
death.
use it.
Well, you know what I mean. The literal death.
So having a gun made out of the same metal as Death's Scythe, you probably see that man's ghost leave his head.
Just buy the
My
bullet
God.
hole.
Tom, have you done that much damage before?
Oh yeah,
It
Byrick does this
probably
shit
is.
all the time.
He does like too much.
I was gonna say, like, this.
Like Byrick kind of
Basically a
makes
level 1
Drelox look like a
character.
puss.
So wishes out of his mouth, anime style. Me.
It also has more XP so far.
A little ting.
That's fair, Josh. That is absolutely fair.
Did
All
you
right.
just blow a hole in
All right,
the
so,
plot? Oh
I do
my
not want to be
God.
playing to the strength of the character I made.
Pranny and Nightly, I will inform you of our house rule. At the end of every session, we vote for the player that we liked the best that session, and they typically get a bonus XP. So I'm going to give it to Drelox, because thank God we needed the blunt instrument.
I do want to point out, despite my biggest roll being in a damage roll and to hit roll, I rolled far more subterfuge and manipulation rolls tonight.
Oh, I'm not
Yeah.
crapping on you for anything, buddy. You're fucking awesome.
'Cause you only needed the one shot.
That shotgun would have been nasty.
Yeah, I vote Tom. That 200% accuracy is just, you can't look past that.
Also getting rid of Bill Turner is hopefully going to make things a little bit easier.
So
I will
Hottrash
add
said did Tom just blow a hole in the plot? Not necessarily. This isn't
Blew it wide
Mario.
open.
Ugh.
Alright, but Daestra's also voting for Tom for getting shit done. Hot Trash is voting for Kyle for the dede.
Sure.
Nightly Rage is voting for the gun guy. I'm gonna assume that's Tom.
Oh, Bill got turned. That's great, Nightly.
I will also give it to Tom for, fucking point blanking someone in the face.
How the tables have turned.
In like 2 seconds, by the way.
Oh.
Having conversation, told him what he needs to know, and then just immediate shoot you in the goddamn face.
I
He
told
went
him
for
the
the gun.
score.
He didn't go for the.
I said he was going to tell me what I want to know, and I was going to leave. But no, he had to escalate.
He wanted to be a hero.
Kyle and Adam, I think you guys are the only ones that haven't voted yet out of the group.
No, I voted Tom.
No, Tom, okay.
Yeah, 200% accuracy, man. That's
Adam, who are you voting
I'm
for?
gonna vote for Charlie though for not saving his brother, but not believe. I guess for being there for his brother still, even though he's a nuisance essentially.
Part of the crew, part of the range.
I mean, to be fair, Adam, he is a ward. He is a flaw. I got freebie points for him. Just saying.
Yeah, but I still like the way you handled them. Yeah.
Oh well, thank you.
His
I'll
brother
vote
might be
for-
having a redemption/love arc, but he's also increasing racial tensions while doing it.
Making the
I will vote for Kyle for having Charlie give him carte blanche to make a decision and then deciding, I'm going to go to the farm.
But
I've been trying to go.
Oh yeah, like I didn't
concessions.
even think about that. Hutch is gonna be sitting there going, "Is this what I fucking agreed to?"
All right, so Tom has taken it away running with 6 votes. Kyle has 2, and Chaz has 1. So, Tom, you may take the extra XP.
Yeah.
Can I give it to my gun?
He'd take a 6th dotted firearms.
You can definitely spend it on powers related to your gun.
So next week, I do believe is Tom's video game stream, right, Tom?
We can continue. We can put the video game stream on the back burner for a while if it'll help get us through this stuff. Since the beginning of this month, we had to skip out on Changeling anyway.
That's
Yeah.
fine. I'll run it again next week.
Okay, then next week is Changeling.
Hell yeah.
Knightley and Pranny, hope to see you then.
Charlie, there is fan art.
Oh, wait.
Also, Nightly wants to know what your gun's name is, Tom.
Passion.
Fuck, I don't remember what I named it, if I even did.
I'm pretty sure you did.
See, that sounds like something I do, but it's been a long
How
time
will you
since
outclass Bubbles?
Bubbles.
Yeah.
Bubbles was a different.
Well, I've
gun.
been out of here
Oh, I
for a
know.
while.
Oh fuck! That on-IE beam. Holy shit!
Oh, fuck, I forgot.
Back
I have
off,
my thing that
bitches. He's
can.
mine.
Oh, I forgot all my merits I could have used. Could have spent willpower for free. Oh,
Oh, man.
Oh, I played until my flaw. I forgot I had vengeful.
There was a glamour fight.
All right.
There was a glamour
Glitter.
fight. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Glamour fight.
I have crack shot. Damn, I
Between
forgot
you
I had
and
those.
Pants.
All right. I believe that went pretty well.
Yeah,
Are we about
let's
to raid
call it
somebody?
that. But no, seriously, that was a fun session, guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pranny and Knightley, thanks for being here, guys.
I
It's
needed
always
this.
always super exciting for us to get new people. So thanks for being here.
We will pick up with the other half of the group next time.
In the meantime, join the Discord.
Please do
Yeah,
join the
sure.
Discord. We should probably raid, huh?
Shadow Legends.
Yes.
Shadow Legends.
Oh, whoops! Hang on. Oh, whoops! Hang on.
Hanging on.
Now that I opened the Twitch, I gotta mute us. Okay.
Effective.
Effective.
Holy
This-
shit, no.
Wow.
Fucking jumping in last second. What a goddamn hero.
Oh, hey, buddy.
No, a damn Australian. Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
Arigato, mates.
Gifted
Uh,
5
yeah.
Yeah. Damn, yeah. Nice to
Ah.
meet you.
Y'all are too nice to us.
We gotta get to 69.
Nice.
Okay. So. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. You guys rock.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
What
so
absolute champions. Oh god.
oh
Don't
shit,
know if I-
we've never had a hype train before.
Ooh.
Fuck, right?
Yeah, right fucking now.
Very
Wait,
Last-
let's go, guys.
last
Come on.
5 seconds. Quick.
good.
It's close. We don't have it yet, though, but we're close to it.
Someone cheer.
Yeah.
This is called suffering from success.
Right.
Oh, we're too good at what we do.
I
at
always
the
knew
end.
we were the
An
tabletop
anonymous
version of
cheer.
DJ
One
Khaled.
minute. I love the
know
ghost.
what?
of you.
Yeah.
Nightly. Thank you. Thank you for the gifted sub.
Hype train!
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
We have 5
And they
minutes to
should.
get.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
They
fuck.
should.
Thank you. Seriously, thank you guys so much.
Daestra, thank you, Kyle. 200 bits.
We're at level 3
I'm
now.
a part of this community.
No. No.
100 bits badge. What's up?
Finally get to run a train on Chaz. I mean, did you
Hell
ask me
yeah.
previously?
It's a night train. Damn.
Fuck it.
Okay. So,
Good talk.
thank you all. We are both honored and humbled. And, oh, okay, this is still happening. Thank you.
Okay, we got 3 minutes.
Good job.
We gotta hold them. Hold.
Quick, Josh, vamp for 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
Hold fast.
Say something educated.
Something educated.
But entertaining at the same time.
I feel like your
Well, that
voice
makes it
alone.
difficult.
And do
Your
it in a
voice
funny
alone
voice.
achieves that.
Yes.
Pot of gold. got
Something
something to-
educational. I don't know if I can say something educational funny at the same time. Other than
Literary critique of Ready Player One. Didn't we do that already?
Full
Yeah.
hour.
I think they just
we
like hearing me
did.
rant about how much I don't like Ernest Klein.
Recite
Oh,
the PB
What's
script.
another author you can't stand?
Ready
Or
Player
what's
Two.
no. What is a book that you read and were just like, why the fuck was this written? Because Chaz the other day had this whole what book was that?
Oh my
that you
God.
read, and you were just so pissed at it.
Okay, I don't know if I can.
Meyer
It
Twilight.
was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Yeah, I don't know if I can say that out loud. It is super bad form for one author to poo-poo the work of another, and
Okay,
I am super punching up on this one. But
Type it in
well,
chat.
Yes.
Just type it in chat, Charlie, and then we'll hear.
It's like how we can poke fun at Critical Role, but if they did it to us, they'd be the bullies.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
You
okay,
can only
it
do
was
stuff,
it
you have
was
your opinion on a book.
it was Damnation Game by Clive Barker. Now, I like Clive Barker. I really like Clive Barker, but the reason the book pissed me off so bad is because there are these monumental fucking highs. Like, he has some amazing writing, and then there are parts where he just runs it straight into the fucking ground. Like, he will just dirtle on forever and ever, and he would set up these really amazing, like, questions, and like, he have these hanging threads, and I just didn't care. Because I knew it would take 6 years and my social security before he would fucking get to anything. Like, the book was overwritten. He just needed to stop writing. It was a 500-page book. He could have done it in 3. Probably should have been a novella. Like
oh fuck, 3 pages?
300. And then also, the worst... Sorry. 2 major unforgivable sins. So he set out, and it says this in the very beginning part, that he set out to rewrite a modern version of Faust. So he's got this guy, and the whole time they're teasing that, is it the devil? Is it actually the devil? He's got these amazing supernatural powers, and he always seems to, like, zero in on what he wants, and he can manipulate people and get them to do so. The whole fucking thing, it's like, is it the devil? Spoiler alert, nah, it's just some guy. It's just some guy that, like, happened to run into a magic monk, and that is all the explanation you get. There's literally the extent of the explanation. And then, the last
69%
chapter.
Nice.
The last fucking... No, the last chapter here, okay? Listen to me.
Gosh, can use emo.
I got to the end of the book. And the end of the book is amazing. And I was literally about to just be like, nah, never mind. Ignore everything I said. This book is great. I rescind everything. I take it all back. And then the last chapter completely nullifies and negates the entire fucking ending of the book that I just spent the last 2 hours reading. He literally wrote an ending that made the previous ending worthless. So literally, the book would have been 10 times better if Clive Barker just stopped writing. So that's why I was mad at it. Is it a good book? Technically, yes. But good God, he just the highs and lows. The whole fucking book is like a waveform.
You see, Kyle, it's hard for me to answer a question like that because the few times I've read a book like that, I've like immediately ejected it from my memory.
I don't blame you.
I'm trying to remember. There's like
It's just something to think on then.
I would almost always finish a book even if I didn't think it was worth finishing it, just because I have a very completionist kind of mindset.
Also, we hit level 2 on the hype train, by the way. Thank you all, you wonderful people.
And it ends on
I got it
69%.
for free, thankfully, so it wasn't like a huge loss.
Mhm.
I can't even remember what the plot was, but it like involves a guy joining like a commune or something like that, and having like a revelation about things or something. And I remember getting to the end of the book and thinking that was a huge fucking waste of my time. I should have stopped like a third of the way through that book when I realized it wasn't worth reading. And so now I'm much better about, like, if I'm reading a book and I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is not going to go anywhere, or I'm not going to feel rewarded by the end of this whatsoever by finishing it, I stop reading it. Of course, shitting on Ernest Cline is like something completely different, because
Yeah, you
My
can
God.
shit on him
Ernest
for just
Cline.
being like a crap person.
his weird neck beardy stuff is just makes me feel
Yeah.
icky when I read it. But the other person who's like writing, legitimately makes me mad. I think it's Reki Kawahara, the guy who writes the Sword Art Online novels.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah, I figured out why he did it though. Like, he did it like in the '90s, basically. But like, because I had the same opinion about Sword Art Online about that. But I found out recently that he like wrote it in the '90s, but he didn't. Like, he wasn't a writer; he was a gamer, basically.
Yobo
So
Bites, how's it going,
Yeah.
buddy?
Yobo.
That's no excuse.
I know.
That means he
yeah,
had 10, 20 years to edit it.
yeah, but I think he's like, okay, I'll just publish it. I guess it's free money. It's what he did essentially, and then people picked it up, and then yeah, I just published it, and then he's like, okay, free money and free anime, I guess. And that's what he's like. Okay, I'm out of this business now.
Oh, if you give me Kindle codes, Hot Trash, I'll read them, but I can't promise I'm gonna get to them quickly. I will be honest if you want me to. But yeah, the thing is, he has other books at him, and I tried reading Excel World and I think some of his other stuff, and it's all just as bad.
Yeah, 'cause it's all when there's not a he's not a writer. He's
Oh,
wherever.
Yobo, I'm sorry. I
yeah.
hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Not that
buddy.
he's not a writer, Adam. He's a bad writer.
We've all been gone. We've all gone through that.
You think with the amount of money they throw at him, he could hire an editor or somebody who reads his books and be like, maybe you should change it a little bit.
Well, that's what
Wait, are we still talking about Ernest Cline?
No, I'm talking about Reki Kawahara, the guy who writes Sword Art Online and Excel World.
Well, because it's Sword Art Online. Like, they know it's going to sell. They don't have to give a fuck. Like, writing or publishing companies are still businesses. They want to put as little money into shit as possible.
But if you make that much money, that means you get more time, which means you could at least give a shit.
One would
And
think.
when I read his books, I feel like he does not give a shit.
I'm probably
I
not.
like the first season of SAO, but not the.
That seems like his personality.
I know what everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know the author, but I know the industry, and I'll tell you, the industry doesn't give a shit. The industry is here to turn a dime as much as anybody. And if you can slap a fucking name on it that's going to sell, it's like Stephen King. Nobody tells Stephen King no. I don't even think his stuff goes to editors anymore. Like,
Here's the thing, though. You and I are fans of Pulp Fiction, and so you and I know somebody like Michael Moorcock can literally shit a novel out in an afternoon. So somebody like Reki Kawahara, who's getting paid millions for his shitty books,
yeah,
could at least spend a week working on them.
I mean, dude, I wish I could be a Moorcock, man. I've been working on this novel since 2019, and I've been, like, eyeing these fucking, these rapid release authors jealously that can just turn out a book a month. And I'm sitting here going into year 2, year 3 of this fucking thing.
Damn.
Sorry.
But yeah.
Jesus.
Two authors I don't like, fairly similar genres, Ernest Cline and Reki Kawahara.
Well, I guess
Stop giving them money.
The one thing I guess with Reki Kawahara, the abridged version on YouTube, the fan abridged, and that's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
By it's called
It's
something
great
entertainment.
because he has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that hype train, we are officially done. So you wonderful people, thank you so much. You truly are amazing. So I think I will spread the love a little bit. It looks like there actually is a VTuber running VTM. So
Nice.
we're gonna
We're
spread.
gonna ignore him. And
No,
move
we're,
on.
we're slowly taking over.
Oh. Is it a buyer running the game? Is he not?
Joey also went live.
So
Yeah.
with that, I'm gonna say goodnight to everyone because I have to go get up for work in about an hour and a half. Life sucks. You wonderful people, thank you so much for everything tonight. Thank you for being here. Our new viewers, I really hope we see you next week with more Changeling. In the meantime, you guys stay caffeinated. Have a good one.
Adams.
Adams, yeah. Except I slept like 2 hours. I'm still good. I'm full energy now.
Good night, guys.
All right, good night, everybody.